Arirang Prime.
Roads are the footprints of people and time, etched into the face of nature. All roads have tales to tell. A trip through Korea reveals the culture, history, and people stories embedded in the country's roads. Korea's roads bring to life footsteps, songs, and personal stories. Let's follow the trail of those stories. Sobaek Mountain is one of Korea's 12 most famous mountains. It is located where the Paektu mountain range wraps around Yeongju. Just as autumn comes to a close, one man visits the Sobaek mountain roads to see the colorful autumn leaves.
Wow, these trees look amazing. Oh, I can feel it. I didn't go to the mountain for a long time. So some areas very steep, but it's good exercise, especially the fresh air. And in here there is no sun, it's nice and shady, so it's quite beautiful.
Remo Berdux is a chef who creates in-flight meals. Berdux, who says that he wants to bring gourmet food to the skies, is the first traveler of our journey. Sobaek Mountain's Jarak Road comprises a total of 7 courses. The first course leads from the entrance to Samgari. It begins at Sosu Seowon, which was personally named by the Joseon king Myeongjong. It is a testimony to Korea's characteristic elegance and dignity. Sunbi Village, located next to the Seowon, is a collection of the beautiful traditional Korean houses known as gotek. Jarak Road passes through Sunbi Village to reach Choang Temple. When surrounded by nature, everything becomes a special memory.
A magical moment here. The leaves have fallen, but yet there is still a few trees with some leaves there. It's just a perfect picture. It's not full of colors, but it's a lot of life, and it's just. I'm sure when I look at the picture in a few months or even a few years, it brings back good memories from here.
Sobeek Mountain's road has perfectly preserved the precious nature. The walk continues into the heart of nature and into the heart of the mountain, where autumn is in full bloom. Next destination is Choam Temple, established by monk Uisang in the Shilla dynasty.
안녕하십니까?
오시느라 수고하셨습니다.
감사합니다. Come to visit you all the way from Switzerland. It's so beautiful here. It's so colorful and so very, very quiet and peaceful here.
의상대사가 창건한 초암사인데 이름 그대로 풀초자 암자 초암사. 이 산이 연꽃이래 펴가 있다 하는 그런 내용이에요. 그 연꽃 안에야 이 절이 딱 들어 있는 거죠.
It's very interesting. I didn't never expect so beautiful place. Thank you. 네.
앉으세요.
네, 감사합니다.
The chief monk offers the visitor a cup of her favorite tea. The chef's heart is instantly warmed by the deep aroma and the clear color of the tea.
Thank you.
처음에는 이제 색깔을 보세요. 색깔을 보고 두 번째는 들어가지고 향기 코에 대고 향기를 맡고 세 번째는 맛을.
Wow, very refreshing.
모든 것이 다 정성이 들어가야 되지만 특히 이 작설은 더 그렇습니다. 정성이 들어가야만이 이 물 하나 끓이고 이 작설 타는데도 사람 정성이 이 정성이 안 들어가면 벌써 마시면은 덜 떴다든지 맛이 안 나요.
Tea leaves raised by sunlight, wind, and soil are steeped with personal care. Nature is contained in this one warm cup.
드릴까요?
예, 주세요. 네. 네. 감사합니다.
이 많이 마셔도 좋아요.
Choam Temple stands at the place where Uisang used to stay during his search for the location of Puseok Temple.
가운데 보면 비로자나불, 아미타불, 서가모니불 이렇게 못이 들어가 있는 데는 대적광전이라 그렇게 하거든요.
Most of the halls were damaged during the Korean War, but they were rebuilt with the help of the Buddhist community. Sobaek Mountain is a holy site in Korean Buddhism, with numerous temples tucked into its roads. The journey begins again once we leave Choam Temple. We deviate off course for a moment to climb to the mountain's summit. Berdux first came from Switzerland to Korea in 1994. He decided to stay after marrying a Korean woman. He is currently the head of Toque Blanche, which means white hat in French. It's an association of foreign chefs living in Korea. The group helps foreign chefs exchange information, find new friends, and do community service together.
And we do a lot of things also for our young chefs. We are involved in organizing culinary events, competitions and so on. basically so that our young chefs can learn from us, the older chefs as well, and experience something new and kind of grow in the industry. So that's the main goal of Les Doc Blanches here in Korea.
One can reach Yeonhwa Peak after about a 3-hour hike.
Beautiful. Wow.
The panoramic view from Yeonhwa Peak is stunning. The slopes of Sobeek Mountain stand out against a tangle of fog and clouds. Today's journey is a full-body experience of the beauty of Sobeek Mountain.
It was very hot to walk up the mountain because it was a very nice hot day, so I was sweating a lot, but now up here it's so nice and refreshing, so nice and cool. So I need a good jacket to keep me cool or to keep me warm, but it's so nice and refreshing to come up here.
The emotions from today's journey will be embodied in Berdux' future culinary creations. After the trip along Jarak Road, Chef Berdux heads to a Doenjang Village in Yeongju.
아유, 안녕하세요.
야, 너무 예쁘다.
예. 고생 많으셨죠?
예.
네, 들어가세요.
감사합니다.
네.
와, 너무
시골이라서
좋다. 예.
찾아오시느라고. 그죠?
예.
Yeongju is famous for its doenjang, created with traditional techniques.
안녕하세요. 나도 돼요? Can I do one time? Oh, wow, this is interesting. Wow, and very smoky but very hot.
The beans are soaked in the clear water of Sobeek Mountain, then boiled in an old iron pot. Doenjang made with this traditional method is more easily fermented and gains a deeper aroma and taste. It takes an entire day just to boil and cool the beans. While the beans are being boiled, the fire must be constantly monitored and fed with logs. The richness of Yeongju Doenjang comes from all the care and attention it receives.
The fire, how long does the fire have to last?
한 2시간 삶으면
2시간?
예, 2시간
와.
떼가지고 끓으면 또 뒀다가 또 한 2시간 이상 뒀다가 디비가지고 또 퍼서 저거 하면 총 한 5-6시간 거의 걸려요. 그래야 이제 붉은기 뜸도 잘 뜨고 또 정육장도 잘 빼고.
5 hours sitting here. Wow, that's very hot. That's very hard work.
그러면 이제 커가지고 씻겨가지고 저리로 가져가서
예.
발효 하는데 그거 갖다 이어서.
하면 안 더워요?
아이고 많이 덥지요. 땀 나는 거 봐요. 이렇게 덥지. 불을 입고 떼라는데 많이 더워요.
많이 더워요.
아유 많이 더워요.
너무 더워요. 예. Wow, they're really tough ladies. They do this every day here. Wow.
한국 오신 지가 몇 해 됐어요? 몇 년? 10년?
10년, 예. 예.
결혼은 여 와서 했어요?
예, 예. 나 와이프 한국 사람이에요.
근데 애기는 왜 하나밖에 안 낳았어요? 이만치 놓지?
아, 너무 힘들어요.
힘들어요? 하나 그럼 지금 고등학교 다녀요? 중학교?
예.
좋겠니다.
You know, this is really the real cooking. When I think back of my grandmother, my auntie who had a restaurant and so on, when I see here in Korea also, this is really the slow cooking, the real food, because it takes a long time to cook the food properly, and especially takes a lot of passion. If these harmonies wouldn't have the passion to sit here and stir the fire for 5 hours, the food wouldn't taste like it would. The cheonggukjang wouldn't be the same. So for us as chefs, it's the same thing. It needs a lot of passion. This is what the real passion is, that you do something you love to do and you like to do, and you do it properly.
The beans that were boiled overnight are moved into a wooden box. They undergo natural fermentation for a few days before being turned into meju and finally to cheonggukjang. This is true slow food, made carefully with the love and care of people and nature.
짜면서도 달죠.
아, 너무 맛있어요. 와.
한국의 치즈.
한국의 치즈 맞아요. 예. 아, 이거 진짜 슬로우 푸드야.
맞아요. 슬로우 푸드.
예.
이건 간장 뜨는 거.
Cuisine is like light that brightens the world. Cuisine is art created with passion. This is the culinary philosophy of Remo Berdux.
청국장이.
오.
네, 청국장.
아, 냄새 좋다. 조금만 테스팅.
냄새가 나쁘지 않죠.
나이스.
청국장을 많이 드시면 일단 장이 깨끗해지죠. 그래서 청국장이 이 자연 발효한 건 약이죠, 보약.
예.
After trekking through the nature of Sobaek Mountain and witnessing the creation of slow food in Yeongju, he modifies his philosophy, adding that cuisine is something that requires love, care, and nature.
이 반찬 너무 맛있어요.
맛있어요. 많이 드세요.
Yeah. Yeah, when I think about healthy food, especially having lived in Korea now for a while, that's what Korean food is all about, being healthy. And the cheonggukjang, the beans have been fermented for a long time, have been prepared with passion, with love, and all the vegetables, everything. And there is no meat here also. I'm a big meat eater usually, but I like this because it's very healthy. It doesn't always have to be meat. Everything is from the garden, everything is fresh, there is no preservatives in it, there is nothing there that shouldn't be there. So it's a full meal, and I've had a nice bowl full of mixed vegetable with cheonggukjang, and I feel really happy, I feel full and happy.
How will his journey through nature's roads be translated into the food that passengers enjoy on flights?
This trip has certainly been something very, very unique. To see the temple and have tea with the monk there, and we had lunch there also, and it's just been absolutely beautiful in the farm, and then in the morning making Cheonggukjang and seeing how this all is prepared, and it's just been a wonderful experience. And now, again, coming up to the mountain here, Sobaek-san, is certainly absolute fantastic place. Something that I wouldn't have wanted to miss. An experience that will stay with me for a long time.
Korea's sea train follows the beautiful East Sea coast from Gangneung to Samcheok.
뭐요? 등대 아니야?
등대 아십니까?
아이고. 그러니까 배들한테 이틀을 갈겨주는.
Singers Hachi and Aeri can turn any venue into a concert stage with just their small ukulele. They will continue the second leg of our journey.
아주 좋습니다. 뭐 계절도 좋고 시원하고 음악도 좋고. 이왕이면은 그 바닷속에 있는 생선도 조금 맛을 좀 보고 그러면 좋겠습니다.
Their sea train is traveling along the East Sea coast. All of the seats face the windows, which are larger than those found in regular trains. On the train, passengers get a complete oceanside experience, including the gentle waves and white beaches of the East Sea. The two singers have set off on a journey with nothing but a ukulele. What kind of stories will they hear on their journey? They set off along Samcheok's Kwandong main road. It is the only one remaining from the 9 roads built in the Joseon dynasty. The sea train brings them to Samcheok. They will be traveling through Samcheok along the course that begins at Changho Harbor. It's early morning, and the boats come in, loaded with seafood freshly caught from the clear waters of the East Sea. The harbor is already busy with fishermen and buyers.
광어다. 광어.
광어?
네.
아, 진짜 크다.
커.
아저씨, 뭐 잡으셨어요? 광어.
야, 신기하다. 근데 바닷속에 이렇게 많은 고기들이 있다니.
이게 크기에 따라서 분리를 해놨다.
그런가?
얘는 좀 작은 애들, 중간, 큰 거. 나는 물고기를 잘 모르지만은 통통한 게 맛있어 보이네요. 아 근데 진짜 많다. 너무 활기차고 보기 좋아요. 네, 갈매기도 있고.
물고기들이 들어오는 걸 보고 아주 좋네요. 재밌어요. 아침 너무 일찍이지만은.
Changho Harbor is full of life. The vigor of the people and the sea enlivens the trip.
고개 숙여 있던 마음을 문득 올려보니까 새파란 하늘에 둘이 둥실인 구름 울퉁불퉁했던 저 길에 정말 고생했구만. 이쯤에서 잠깐 한숨 쉬고 가보자. 무지개 색빛들이 춤을 추고 있네. 가로질러 보니 햇빛 쨍하고 어제 아파 있던 마음도 점점
Hachi is a Japanese man who came to Korea solely for his love of Korean culture. And Aeri is a Korean girl who sings traditional and folk songs. No matter where they go, they are inspired to create music.
상쾌하다.
우리도 동해가지고 노래 만들자.
와, 그럽시다.
Changho Harbor is known as Korea's Naples because of the beautiful view created by the clear ocean and the rocks that line the round coastline.
와.
엄마 바위, 아빠 바위, 애기 바위. 그런 모습인데? 빙상 같지 않아요?
진짜.
Their music has always focused on the small, beautiful things in life. After their encounter with the abundant waters of the East Sea, their music is sure to be filled with songs about Korea's nature and its people.
평상시에 뭐 살아있는 뭐 바쁘고 살고 정신이 없이 살고 그런 그 마음들 뭐가 좀 씻어주는 그런 감이 있습니다. 아주 가끔 와야죠 이런데 살고 싶기도 하지만은 네.
After leaving Changho Harbor, walking inland from the coastline, they reach Gyeongje, a quiet, hilly road. It is filled only with the sounds of nature. After taking a moment to cool their sweat, they go a bit further down the road and come across Sogongdae stele, erected by the people to commemorate former governor Hwang Hee. All of Samcheok can be seen from here. Another famous place in Samcheok is Sorsum, a small island with pine trees. From here, the road takes them to the Gopo beach, where the course comes to an end.
비가 오는 바다. 아주 운치가 있네.
하늘이랑 바다랑 이어진 것 같아. 이렇게.
그림 같대.
네. 그림을 보고 있네요.
진짜. 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요.
One of the best things about traveling is meeting new people on the road. Luckily, the rain has brought all of the nearby travelers huddling under one roof.
영원한 발전을 위하여. 뭐저 노래 일발 장진해야 되는 거 아닙니까?
그럼요.
그래도 좀 맛보고.
좀 드세요. 감사합니다.
정말 동해안에서만 나는 아주 그 맛있는 고기입니다.
너무 좋네요.
네.
진짜 인심도 좋으시고.
제가 한 마리 잡고 여기 있는 김영준 씨가 3마리 잡았어요. 3마리.
숭어.
네. 여기는 들어간 고기는 이제 돔입니다. 돔. 감성돔.
아이고 아주 비싼.
네.
아니 그걸 먹을 때까지 못 가겠네.
예전에는 제가 왔다 갔다 술 먹을 때 보니까.
아이고.
Eating and talking with strangers creates another host of new memories.
써는 데는 아직 이릅니다. 그래서
이게 방어가 지금 제철이라 되게 고소하고, 그리고 바다 앞에 있으니까 뭐 말이 필요 없네요. 진짜 너무 좋아요.
아 좋아. 말이 안 나오네. 주님인가?
좋죠.
오.
사랑스러운 그대와 같이 환상을 꿈꿔보자. 세상만사 12시부터
The fun singing has everyone laughing. It's the magic of traveling. Away from the stress of daily lives, everyone's much more relaxed and open-minded. The best part of Samcheok lies in the opportunity to enjoy the small beaches that dot the East Sea coastline. Empty white beaches, broken only by the waves and bumpy seaside rocks, produce an unforgettable scenery.
파도 소리가 귀에 아주 좋아 들리고 또 빗소리도 들리고
상쾌하네요. 되게 시원한 냉수 한 잔 덜컥덜컥 마시는 느낌. 아저씨를 표현한 건데, 아저씨 표현하려면은
또
이렇게 머리가 있어. 너무 잘했다.
좋아요.
Today's journey fills the heart with small stories gathered on the roads. What kind of stories will fill their songs now?
장호항이 아주 뭔가 때가 묻지 않다고 할까 아주 소박한 오항이었죠. 거기에 뭐 사람들 진짜 물고기들 손질하는 할머니들 그 표정들이 잊지 못하겠습니다. 아주 좋았어요.
사람 사는 이야기도 들어보고, 그리고 또 여기서 나는 음식도 먹어보고, 그런 색다른 경험해서 좋고, 그것들이 음악으로 쓰여졌으면 좋겠어요. 그래서 저희가 조금 더 팀워크가 더 좋아져서 또 다시 한번 와보고 싶습니다, 여기에.
one man stops to listen carefully to the melodies of nature's roads. This is Chuknogwan, or Bamboo Garden, located in Tamyang, South Jeolla Province. It was created from a natural bamboo forest. Joshua David Pilzer, a professor of music history and culture at the University of Toronto, has come to visit. He is a sound collector who collects the sounds of Korea.
The sound is quite special, right? And it's quite special because you have all of these. You know, this is a forest with thousands and thousands of trunks, right? Because it's a bamboo forest, so they all clap into one another, and also many leaves, right? So the sound of them rustling is a very different sound from the sound of, say, deciduous, like a maple forest or something, rustling. So it sounds like glass or something like that. You know, it sounds like quite a lot. So it rises and falls with the wind quite tremendously. So it's very much like a kind of a symphony of wind, you know, and I think it's just absolutely beautiful.
The 165,000 square meters of the forest are packed with bamboo trees. Here and there, one can see people cutting down dead bamboo trees. The forest in Chuknogwan is filled with the strong vitality of the bamboo trees.
So the air here, the first thing you notice when you walk into the forest is this bamboo forest, is that it gets a lot colder. It gets a lot colder, and it's also it's a little bit moist, and I think that's one of the reasons that it feels colder. And then also the air feels very clean, like it's just been washed. You know, it's quite remarkable. You know, in terms of what I hear around me, you know, that's another story. We still haven't gotten very deep in the forest, so still mostly I'm just listening to. You can still hear cars and so on and so forth. But anyway, the air is just amazing in here, and the temperature is, yeah, it's quite cold actually.
The 3-hour course here begins at Chuknogwan and stretches into downtown Tamyang.
That's very clean.
Professor Pilzer is at Tamyang's tree-lined trail, where visitors can slowly soak in the beauty of Tamyang.
실례합니다. 아이고, 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. 여기는 자전거 빌릴 수 있습니까? 네, 있습니다.
The hiking trail in Tamyang is gentle, and the entrance is lined with bicycle rental stores.
저는 처음 담양으로 왔거든요. 그래서 그리고 처음 자전거 여행이기 때문에 어디로 가면 좋을까요?
여기서 감방제림으로 해서 이 나무가 400개 나무예요. 쭉 가시다 보면은 메타스과야 가로수길이 나오고 가로수길 한 바퀴 뺑 돌고 다시 감방제림 오시면 됩니다.
아, 그렇군요. 네. 아, 예. 감사합니다.
네. 조심히 다녀오십시오.
네.
The clear Yeongsan River flows through Tamyang. At the head of the river is Kwanbang Cherim Forest, created in the Joseon Dynasty to control the waters flowing through Tamyang. Kwanbang Cherim Forest stretches along the Yeongsan River, It is the ideal place to enjoy the beauty of autumn.
I mean, this is a sort of classic kind of Korean fall scene, you know, and you know, I mean, look, the leaves are falling gently. You know, we're right at the very beginning of fall. You know, but this place in around a week, this place is just going to be, you know, ridiculous. You know, it's going to be just, it's like, it's almost now, it's almost like a cathedral or something like that. You know, Korea in the fall is just amazing. Everywhere you go, and this seems to concentrate a lot of those kind of beautiful qualities all into one place.
Professor Pilzer first came to Korea in 1996. He traveled to and from Korea, learning about traditional music, and recently began to record the songs of Koreans who were affected by the atomic bombing in Japan. For him, the roads of Korea are roads ringing with the sounds of history and culture. Kwanbang Jerim Forest leads to Meta Sequoia Road, which is tightly aligned with trees. Visitors come here in all seasons of the year, attracted to the different charms that each season brings. Professor Pilzer hears a story in every tree here.
So that's quite amazing to me. What this place is going to be like. You know, I wonder what this place is going to be like in 50 years from now. I mean, it's going to be unbelievable.
He listens carefully to the stories told in everyday life, everyday speech, and everyday song. This is how he studies mankind. The serene beauty of Lake Tamyang envelops the town. At the center stands Kumsong Fortress, a silent testimony to Korea's painful and bloody history. After the hike through the tree-lined trails, Samcheok Village appears in sight. The traces of time are left in every stone that is packed into a wall. The stone walls that were built here in the 16th century have a unique style that blends the traditional with the modern. Professor Pilzer listens to the sounds of the world. What stories will he encounter here?
I spent a lot of time here over those last 15 years. I feel like the point is to give up something of yourself and sort of discover yourself in the process. If that doesn't sound like, I think it's a contradiction, but I think it's also true. And the way you do that is by learning how to listen to and how to experience and understand other people and other places. So I think it's an important part of becoming a person, really, you know.
Samcheok Village is also famous for its rice taffy. There are handwritten store signs dotting the village. Ginger is mixed with grain syrup and boiled all night before being shaped individually by hand. The taffy doesn't stick to the mouth and has a clean, pleasantly sweet taste.
진짜 예쁘네요. 근데 근육이 많이 쓰셔야 될 것 같은데요?
수증기가 이렇게 들어가니까 엿이 연해져요.
연해지는 거요?
그다음에 들어가야.
이렇게 하다가 끈적끈적
좋아요. 네.
Professor Pilzer decides to try his hand at making taffy.
이렇게.
이렇게.
하나는 잡고 오른손 잡고 왼손으로 잡으러 와요. 이렇게. 이렇게 쭉 잡으래요.
이렇게 잡아요.
예. 쭉 잡으래요. 잘하시네.
고맙습니다. And I was also quite concerned that the yoki was going to steal my wedding ring. So it's really something you have to relax and get the rhythm, right? Might be like to get there someday.
이거는 식으면 바삭바삭 맛있어요.
이거 완전 좋네요.
이거는 냉장고에 들어가면 더 맛있어요.
그래요. 좀 자유롭게 먹으면. 아까워 같은 예술인데.
다 드시고 하세요.
네. I was struggling, to eat it, and now I realize that all you have to do is let it sit, and it will kind of do it for you. Kind of a lesson,
From boiling to cooling to stretching by hand, the production process of rice taffy takes 2 whole days. The laborious hours spent making taffy are soothed with a song. Professor Pilzer has spent years recording Korea's culture and history through the songs of Korean women. What meaning did today's trip have for him?
So when I come to a place like Damyeon, where you see in the forest, and you see in the restaurants, and you see on the tree-lined path, and you see in the water and everything, and in the air, of course, you see this kind of healthful, thriving life. I kind of contrast that with the experiences of some of the people who I'm working with. So man, do I have a lot of stuff to do. So my relationship with Korea is kind of ongoing. And I always leave having promised to do so many things that next year I'll certainly be back again. And I imagine that it will be that way for many, many years to come. And that's something that I'm quite happy about.
Travel is a meal seasoned with memories. Travel is a melody whispered to us by the roads. And travel is the sound of memories. Earth, wind, ocean, and sky. Nature always remains the same. But with every journey, the nature we meet on the road tells us new stories in new ways and in new colors.